Welcome everybody, welcome back to the Forever Graceful Ballet Bite-Size series. In part 2 we're going to cover Battements Tendus, Ronds de Jambe and Grands Battements. So many of my students ask me, Samantha, why are the ballet terms in French? Well, ballet started with the Italians, but by the 17th century Louis XIV had adopted ballet in his royal court, and often ballet was performed in the palaces and in the gardens, which gives us something to think about on a nice sunny day, I expect. Hopefully you're all warmed up, but if not, there's a warm-up in part 1 you can follow. In the second part we're going to do Battements Tendus, which follows demi-pliés, which we learnt in part 1. So we're at the bar. You can work from first position or third position, depending on your ability, but I suggest first position. I'll demonstrate this exercise for you. We're going to work in the shape of a cross, actually, en croix, which means to the front, to the second, and to the derrière, to the back. And we're going to put in a little creative pose, 2 creative poses, just to have a little bit of a dance, so it doesn't seem too rigid. Alright, let's have a look at the exercise then. So hand on hip, we're going to do point to the front, turn the leg right in the ball and socket joint in the hip, turn the leg out and close, and then we're just going to do 2 ordinary Battements Tendus. Out and close and out and close. Good. Now we're going to do the one to the second. We're going to do Battements Tendus to the second, turning it out, turning it in, turning it out and close, and 2 ordinary Battements Tendus in second. Out and close and out and close. Now derrière, leg goes right behind the shoulder, so this is the tricky one, and keep your knees nice and straight. Turn it out, turn it in, turn it out and back to first position. Back 2 Battements Tendus derrière. Now here's a little bit where you can dance. I want you to step away from the bar and take any pose you want. Mine's a sort of Egyptian pose, I think. Something like that. Anything you want to, you can be creative, it's your dancey bit. Step back to the bar and any pose you want on the other side. Alright, just to have fun and enjoy yourself. And that's the exercise, and we're going to do it to the music now. So we're now on to Ronds de Jambe. Ronds de Jambe means round or circling the leg on the floor. And generally it's like pieces of cake. You know, you're drawing out with a piece of chalk on the end of your toe the parts of a cake. So we do it in quarters. Working from third position here because we can choose between first or third position, so slightly more advanced. So we're going to draw the foot to the front. We're going to travel it round to the side, make sure it gets to the side there, and then you're going to close in the front in third. That's the first part. So now we stretch the foot to the second, we take it round to the back, right behind your shoulder, and then we close in third behind. So the next parts of the cake, we say Ronds de Jambe, which means coming inwards. So you stretch the foot to the back, you bring it round to the second, and you close behind and hold, and then out to second, bring it all the way round to the front and close, and that completes the Ronds de Jambe. Now on a fondue, you're going to stretch the leg to the front and you're going to bend the supporting knee and make sure that the leg's nicely turned out here. And then you're going to squeeze up and close. Exactly the same to the second. Squeeze and stretch. And finally to derriere. And not quite finally, and to second as well. Second and close in front. Now, a slightly dancey bit, and we haven't used our arms very much at the bar, but you're going to bring your arm up to first and open it out to second. You're then going to breathe in, pull the bra forwards, and make sure that your head is within your arm there, as far as you can go. And for some people, with a straight back, it will be very straight here, but for some people it will only be here, and that's fine. And then up to fifth. There, this position here, open to second, follow the hand down to bra bar, and then you've completed the exercise with your first foot, your outside foot. And then you change and do it all with the other foot. Shall we try that with the music? Grand Battements, one of my favourites, but it means a big throw of the leg. But of course it depends really on what facility and flexibility we have. So you see the super high legs of the modern dancers today, but really sometimes I think that the aesthetic is rather lost and you can still have a lovely line as long as it's well placed. So my top tip for Grand Battements is develop it to the height that you feel best and safest at, and not to push your leg too high at this stage. So we're going to do a nice exercise today where we break it down and you don't have to take your leg up terribly high. And you can start it from first position or third position, but we're doing it from first position today. Okay? So to break it down, we're going to do a point and a lift of the leg, 45 degrees, point and close. That's fine. You're now going to throw the leg, which is what Grand Battements is, but you're going to throw it as high as you want. So either it will be there or it will be there. And both are fine as long as it's well placed. Now we're going to try that in the second position. So we've got point, lift, keep the heel forward there, point and close. And then we're going to throw the leg and I'll show it in a lower position. Just 45 will be fine as long as it's well placed. Now, because derriere is more difficult, we're going to face towards the bar, and as we throw our leg up at the back, we just do the point and the lift, and the point, and the close. Here you have to allow your pelvis to slightly tip forward, otherwise it's very difficult to throw the leg with the back so straight. So we throw it up the leg, there. You're then going to draw the right leg up, your tights up to the side, it's called retire, and close, back to first position, and we're going to do the same with the left foot, up to retire, close back to first position, and then come back or turn around to face the other side and start again with your outside foot on your other leg. All right, let's do it. Well, that's completed part 2. Thank you for joining me. Today we've covered Battements Tendus, Ronds de Jambe and Grands Battements. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.